Howdy folks, how's everybody doing today? So we're going to be looking at the ticket sales project here. Sorry, I didn't get a solution out earlier. I had lots of last minute questions and then kind of pushed that due date out a little bit. Hope it worked out okay for you. So the first thing we're going to do is make the ticket class that we need for use in setting up the file for shows, selling tickets in those files, and then running reports on those files. So like our ticket class, tickets have a couple attributes here, right? The ticket had a int for the ticket number. This is like the seat number, essentially. Number, there we go. Let me zoom that in a little bit, sorry about that. And it had a string for the purchaser name, and then it had an int for the verification code. Right, verification. Wow, spelling is hard. There we go. And then we want to have all of our attributes here. So let's generate some code. Let's get a constructor. We'll probably take all the attributes in the constructor, and then we'll generate some gets and sets here. So we can get the values. So now we probably don't need to change all the values. Like the ticket number shouldn't change here, but you should be able to change the purchaser's name and the verification code. Right? We should be able to set to some values. And for verification code, depending on where we want to put this here, the idea that we can generate a random code we could either make in the ticket class itself or have that do it in our main method. Not too sold one way or the other on which one is better. I think maybe we just let ticket be generic and then we handle that in our class that actually runs the rest of the logic. And I think that'll be okay. So that's our sets, and then we need our gets here. So let's add gets for everything as well. So we'll add our getters here for all of our attributes, and we should be good to go. So in main, right, we had our three options. We were going to just kind of loop as long as we didn't want to be done here. So maybe we have a string for option, and then we'll just assume it's default here, and we'll say, how about while option equals ignoring case done or something, and as long as it's not done, then we can keep on looping here. And we'll ask them, pick an option, enter option 1, 2, 3, or done. And maybe some more details, right? 1, setup show, 2 is sell tickets, and then 3 is going to be our print report or something. And, we could make these be a little prettier as well. I'm going to bring that down a little bit. We could add in, I don't know if we want to do like tabs or new lines, or we got lots of fun ways to make this pretty here. So if we do like some new lines and some tabs, maybe that'll be pretty here. Add some new lines. Let's bring that one down as well. Or done. Okay. So I think that'll look pretty nice here, and we'll see how well that goes. And then we'll get their input. So if we're going to use their input, right, we need our scanner, or I like calling it keyboard scanner. Put system in, and then we can go add our import here, import the class, and then we'll have our option equals scanner keyboard.next line. Okay, and then we can do a quick little if. So if my option equals, now what's nice about this 1, 2, and 3 is we don't actually need the ignoring case, right? You just say if it equals 1, because there is no uppercase or lowercase 1, so that works out pretty well. Else if my option is equal to 2, we'll do the 2 thing, and else if it's a 3, we'll do the 3 thing. Okay, so we'll have option 1, option 2, and option 3. Okay, so what we're going to do then for the first option is we're going to set up a show. So we need to know what is the name of the show we want to sell tickets for. So we need ask them what the name of the show are selling tickets for, or just what is the name of the show, I guess is probably pretty easy here. And then we'll get a string for show name. String for show name is keyboard.next line. Next line, there we go. And then we need to know how many tickets they want to sell. So we can ask them how many tickets you want to sell. And then that one, again, needs to be an integer, right? If we're going to work with this numeric value here, so this will be tickets here. It's going to be integer.parseInt, right? We want to convert what we get from the keyboard next line. Right? And then we can do a little loop. We can say for int ticket number is 1, ticket number is less than or equal to tickets, ticket number plus plus. Excuse me. And then what I'm going to do here to make my life easier, because I know we're going to have to, oh, pardon me, let me pause this here real quick. Ah, sorry about that. All right, I had a bad tickle in my throat. So I know what we're going to have to do is write this file a couple times. So I'm going to make an array list of tickets here, array list of type ticket. We'll call this tickets then. And we can set this up to store all of the tickets. Equals a new array list here. So what I can do, this should be number of tickets, right? Number of tickets is probably better here. Number of tickets. There we go. Okay. Tab that in. So we're going to take this tickets array list and we're going to add a new ticket. So we can add a new ticket, and then the ticket constructor, right, needs the ticket number, purchaser's name, and verification code. What was the problem in the file? Oh, I think it's fine. So we'll give it the ticket number. We'll give it blank for the purchaser's name. Blank should be fine. And then we'll give it verification code with 0, right, if it hasn't been sold yet. So we're going to make some number of tickets and add it to the ticket array list here. And then when we're done, now we can go write that file. So I know I'm going to need a little helper method to write that file here. So I'm going to go and write a little method here. So I don't know, public static void print tickets to file, given a string for the file name, and an array list of type ticket for the ticket here. So I can make a file here, right? And then I can write all the tickets to it. So I can loop through that ticket array list, writing them out. Now, what I don't have in ticket is a way to quickly get all those attributes here. So I think it's handy if we have a way of getting that string here. So we can have a public string, I don't know, like get file or get string for file, I think is what I called it before. So some way that I can get a string representation of this ticket data for file. And with the other example, I like the pipe character because no one ever uses pipes anywhere. So it's a pretty fun character to use. Commas are somewhat safe, but occasionally you put commas in, or if if it's someone's name, if they do last name, comma, first name, or something, you're going to run into issues with the commas. You got to be careful. So I like other characters. So we can have, how about we return my ticket number plus a pipe character plus the purchaser's name plus pipe character plus the verification code. So we'll get all of that as a string here, kind of just concatenate all that together, and then return that. So as I'm going through then, I can open up my file, right? So we're going to create the file, or print writer. This is my file writer equals a new print writer, given a new file writer. You know what? I always have to go look this up here. Let me just go pull up our GitHub here for the class, because I can never remember the right order here. There's a bunch of these all the time. Here, so let's go find our GitHub here. Let's take a look for file IO, and let's go take a look and see what we did in here. So for writing the file, we want to print writer given a buffered writer given the file writer. That's what it is here. Okay, so we'll do the correct format here. So a file output given a print writer, or a print writer given a buffered writer, given a file writer. So let's go import the class, and now this one's saying, hey, bad stuff could happen. Yep, so we want to do the try and catch here. So we can catch some sort of IO exception, and in our case, we can just spit out, unable to write the file, or some message here. It's okay. That stuff can happen. We know that it could happen. That's okay. So we're going to open the file for writing here. Now, remember, this will overwrite the existing file. So if you go set up tickets for a show that already exists, bad stuff could happen. Now, again, I didn't ask you to check for that. I know a couple of people had asked, like, we should probably check for that. Yes, it's a good idea here. That, again, wasn't part of what we needed to do here. It would be to check if the file exists already. And then maybe have some sort of mechanism for, like, are you sure you want to do this? Or, tell them what is in it, or I don't know. It's a nice thing to do, but again, a little bit more complex than we needed to tackle right now. So I can say for ticket in the tickets list here, I do that little enhanced for loop. I can take my file output and I can print then I want to print line my ticket.get string for file. So it'll print each ticket in the ticket array list to that file. When we're done, we'll take our file output, we'll close it, right? And we're good to go. We've written our file in with some number of tickets to it here. So that should work, right? Option 1 should work. without too much trouble. Oh, if we call our method here, so this is write. We call this function, this method, print tickets to file. Maybe we should call that write tickets to file because print's not really correct. So write tickets to file, given the show name and given the tickets, the right list. Right, so we should call that write tickets to file. I like that name better. Okay, now we can write the tickets to the file, and we should be good to go. So let's give it a try real quick. Let's see if we can't run this. Go to build, give it a run, and see if we can sell some tickets here. So we should get a file to show up if this works for us. Right, so yeah, here's a little menu. Enter our option, we'll pick option 1. What's the name of the show? How about we sell this for, what was that one that just came out? Oh man, I really should be remembering this sort of thing. Is it Wakanda Forever? Wakanda Forever? Here. And how many tickets? We probably can fit, 120 in that theater maybe? And let's see if I made a file. So again, I'm not going to see it in my code view here, but if I change my view to, instead of, what do I want here? Nope. The project files here. I should be able to go see, I've got some files now. Nope, still not even showing it there. Is it open? That's not open files. All right, let's just go open this folder up here then. Let's go open in Explorer. See if we can't find our file here. Here's our, here's the folder. And we want our ticket sales project here. Ticket sales. All right, I wasn't scrolling. That's weird. Oh, it's too large. That's what it is. Here we go. We get Wakanda Forever. Now, again, it's not a text file. We didn't add the TXT. So when we try and open it, Windows has no idea what to do with it. But if I say open with and pick like Notepad, we should be able to see all the text inside of it here. And here we go. We get our 120 tickets. No purchaser and 0 confirmation code. Seems to work okay so far. So we wrote the file. That was okay. So we can stop, and now we need option 2. So we need to make sure we're actually prompting them again, right, inside of our, yeah, we're asking for their input here, so that's good. So we get their option. Now to sell tickets for a show, right, this idea for option 2, you need to ask what show, right? So again, what's the name of the show? Now, I'm going to have this in here twice, and I'm going to feel bad about it, so we should probably turn that into, I don't know, extract method here. So this will be get show name. Right, so we can get the show name here. Now, the IntelliJ here was having us pass the scanner, which is nice. So we can just, instead of recreating scanner inside of our function, we can just use the scanner we were given. Either way is perfectly fine. It's not going to be too big of a deal here, whichever option we want here. So get the show name. Now we're going to go and try and open that file here. So again, let's take a look and see how we did this before. We're going to go and open files for reading. Now, this one's good to check if the file exists first, right? And then we'll just kind of go do all this stuff here. So we'll make a file, right? Why is it not like that? That's okay. So we need to add file here, given the show name, sure. And if the file exists, then we can go do all these things here. My file reader, why is it not like that one? Unhandled exception, yeah, we got to add our catch clause. Okay, so we can catch, oh, IO exception should be fine there. That's weird. Okay, so it's not lined up right. That's the problem here. Let's see. So where's our try block start? So here's the if file exists. Oh man, no, we missed a couple parentheses here, or curly braces here. So this is option 2. So if it exists, that's the try. That's the while loop. So this should end the try block. Then we can catch our exception, and we can print out error reading file, that sort of thing. It should be okay. And then when that one's done, that's the if the file exists. So if the file doesn't exist, then we can print out, else we can say we don't sell tickets for that. Don't sell tickets for that show, or some sort of message here, right? And then that one's done. Then we should get our else option 2 is over here. So let's give this a format here. So if we go to my edit, or not code here, I want to reformat. So Control Alt L will format it for me, kind of fix all the tabbing issues for me. Okay, so we're reading the file here with this option 2. So So we're going to go open it. If it exists, we'll go and start reading here. Read the line. If it's not null, check it, make sure it's not empty here. Now we're going to split on that pipe character. Now I have a string for, now this is actually going to be an integer for the first part here. This will be my ticket number, right? Will be my part, index of 0, and then we have to convert that. So integer.parseInt, given my parts index of 0, right? So grab the first part here after we split on pipes and turn it into the ticket number. And then we get a string for the purchaser name. We don't need to convert anything. We can just take the second parts here, right? Index of 1 is the second thing here. And then an int for the verification code will be parts of 2 for verification code. I'll make this ticket. So ticket equals a new ticket, given the ticket number, given the purchaser name, and given the verification code, right? And then we'll make a ticket array list that we can use inside of here, right? If the file exists, we'll have a tickets, or an array list of type ticket, array list of type ticket, tickets equals a new array list. So just like we did before here, we're going to go and add the tickets to that. So tickets.add our ticket we just created, and we'll go read the next line. So when this loop is done, we'll have the array list full of tickets. So we'll go, okay, you tell me the file, I'll go see if it exists. If the file exists, then we're going to go ask them, what ticket do you want? What seat number do you want? So we'll ask them, so what ticket number do you want to buy? And then we'll get the ticket number, right? Will be integer.parseInt, given the keyboard.nextLine. And then now we need to see if that ticket's been sold or not. Right? This idea that if it has not been sold, we can give it to them. Right? If it has been sold, they can pick a different seat. Now we could do a loop inside of here if we want, and check to make sure that this hasn't been sold. We could do that. So, pardon me. So we need to go and grab this ticket. So based on the ticket number, we can go find it in the array list here, because ticket number 1 will be at index 0, right? Ticket number 2 will be in index 1, right? Because the first ticket, right? Ticket number 1 is in the first spot in index 0. So we should be able to go get the ticket here. So the ticket should be my tickets.get, and I want my ticket number -1. And I can check. I can say, hey, if ticket.verification code is equal to 0, it's not been sold yet, they can buy it. Or really, if it's not 0, then maybe we tell them, hey, they can't buy it here, try again, and do this sort of thing here. We could do that. So I think, this might actually work for us here if we put all this inside here. I'm just going to cheat here. So I'm going to make a ticket here called ticket equals a new ticket. And I'm just going to give it 0 for the seat number, blank for the purchaser's name, 0 for the confirmation code. Actually, no, something other than 0, right? Because if we're going to say while it's not 0, ask them. So let's make something that's not 0, so that my loop will run. What ticket they want to buy, we'll go get the ticket out, and if it's not 0, we'll ask them again. We'll ask them again, we'll ask them again, we'll ask them again. There's no nice message here. Maybe that's a little bit of a bummer. So maybe we could have a message, I guess, and say that ticket's already been sold. How about we do that? So we can say, hey, if it's not 0, then maybe we tell them that ticket has already been sold. And then we'll ask what ticket they want to buy. So, at least we'll get some nice messaging here. Again, not necessarily required, but that should be okay. So by the time we're done with this loop, then we'll have the ticket, right, that has not been purchased, right, with a verification code of 0. So if it's not sold, we'll get their name, right? So by the time this loop is done, we can ask for their name. So what is your name? Name. And then we need to generate a verification code. So we need a random verification code. Verification code. So a couple options for this, right? So math.random, right, gives us a number between 0 and 1, right, but not including 1 here. So we want to multiply it by the maximum value that we want. So we want verification codes that are 100,000 to 999,000. So if we just do 999,000 here, then we're going to get less than 6-digit numbers possibly. So because we will be between 0 and that number. So what we want to do is we want to go 100,000 less than that here. And really, it never hits this number. So we can actually go up to 1 million here. Oh, actually, we want 1 less than 1 million. So, or I'm sorry, 100,000 less than 1 million. So if we take 900,000 and then add 100,000 to it. So math random times 900,000 will get me a number between 0 and 899,999. If I add 100,000 to that, now I'll be between 100,000 and 999,999. And again, we want that as an integer. Whole thing is an int here, so I'll turn all of this in parentheses then into an int. Order of operations here is important. Cast it all as an int. No, it doesn't. Oh, goodness. This direction. There we go. But again, make sure we do this first, because if you take an integer of math random, you always get 0. So just be careful on that. Either way is probably fine for you. Okay. So now we should get our verification code, and then we'll take our ticket, and we want to set purchaser name to the name. Oh, and we never got their name. Sorry. So string name is keyboard.next line. So we'll set it to name, and then we'll take our ticket, and we'll set the verification code to the verification code. And we should probably tell them what it is. So your confirmation code or something, verification code is, and then append in here the verification code. Tell them what their one is. Okay, fantastic. Then we need to write the file. Now we don't have to add this back to this ticket array list, right? Because when we have an array list of objects, I got the object out, and this object is mutable, it's changeable. So as I call ticket.set, right, it changes the ticket that's in the array list, which is fantastic. So when we're done, we just need to write our tickets to the file, given the tickets array list. The show name and the tickets array list. I go update the file, and we're done. And then for option 3, then we pretty much just need to read the file here. So get the file, get the show name, get the file here. If it exists, we'll go and read it. So with this one, we've got a couple options here. Get the show name. That's what we wanted to do. Why isn't it like get show name? Get show name. Why? Oh, I have too many parentheses here. Or missing some curly braces. I think that's what it is here. There we go. That's why I freaked it out. Too many curly braces, or not enough curly braces. So we'll get the file. If the file exists, great. Otherwise, tell them we don't have that one, right? What is it? We don't sell tickets for that. That was a little harder to put into a separate set of code here, or like a separate function. I guess we could just check if it exists or not and spit that out. We probably could, and like return a true or false value, I guess. But it's probably okay for now. So if it does exist, we just go read it. Now we don't need to turn it into tickets or anything. All we need to really do is just read it here, right, and just spit it back out. So we'll just do all of that, I guess, here, right? We'll go and if it exists, read the line. We need one more closing. If the file exists, nope, okay. We're okay there. So we'll read the line, and we just need the catch portion here. So let's add our catch here. Oh, no, I did the wrong one. Oh, shoot. That was the wrong option. Undo. Sometimes it's not helpful. We want to surround with a try catch. There we go. No. Oh, goodness. Why? Okay, put it in the wrong spot. That's not what I wanted. Where's my try? It's the while block. Try. That's the try block. Okay, catch, IO exception, and we'll just print unable to read file. Some sort of error happened here, right? We don't know exactly what happened, but that's okay. So we don't need to turn any of this into tickets, right? If we're just printing out a report, we could just output that line, which is really handy here. So we'll just delete what's in here, and we can just say, let's print the line. Now, we might maybe want a header for it, right? So we can maybe print out, something like, what do we have? The ticket number, and then a pipe, purchaser name, and a pipe, and verification code, and a pipe. Right? If you wanted to, makes it look a little bit nicer here. So let's see if that runs for us now. So I should be able to get our print report for Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever. And if I spelled it right, it's going to keep on going. Uh-oh. Oh, we broke something here. That's not the file, right? Oh, goodness. Nope. I took out too many things here. I forgot to read the next line. So we were always only ever reading that first line, right? We need to go and read the next line. There we go. There we go. So we'll go read the next line. Print the line and then read the line. Okay, one more try here for Wakanda Forever. See if that fixes it for us. print the report for Wakanda Forever, and we get all of our tickets. Awesome. And we have our nice little header at the top too, right? Where we said, hey, this is what it all means. That's fine. So let's see if we can buy a ticket now for Wakanda Forever. And let's buy seat number, say, 42 for Eric. All right, we get a verification code. Sounds good. Now that file should be updated. Oh, there it is now. Now I can see it. Cool. So number 42 should be taken by Eric with a confirmation code. It's looking good so far. So if I go and buy that ticket again, so for Wakanda Forever, and I want to buy seat 42, it says, sorry, the ticket's already been sold. Awesome. So let me buy seat 41. Let's buy a ticket for Jeb, and they'll print our report for Wakanda Forever. And we can see now that I've sold two seats, 2 tickets. Okay, and they can just keep on picking options until they're done. So we should be able to make another file if we want, or if we want to sell tickets for, I don't know, the Mummy or something. It's not available, not there. Right. So we should be able to go and set it up. Same with print report. If I typo it or do something else, or I don't know if I call Black Panther, it shouldn't work. Right. We don't sell tickets to that show. Try again, and just keeps on going until we're done. So if I say done, program should stop, and life is good. All right. If you got any questions, let me know. Take care, folks.